Good morning, everyone. So, if you're all ready, we'll have a start. All the online students and professionals, just tell me yes if you are ready. Am I audible and visible? Yes, sir. Okay, right. Then let us start today's session. I think yesterday we have gone through the registration process, GST registration process. Now, today we will enter into the next one. In fact, the most important one. What is that, sir? Today we are going to find out what are the important activities in GST. Because if you just know there is GST subject or GST portal, that is not sufficient. You should know what are the most important activities that we usually do in GST. Okay, if we know the activities itself, that is not sufficient. Once again, what you should know how to navigate it in the portal. In other words, in the portal, different options will be there. We should know how to use that particular option which is required for us. So today's session is exclusively on what are the GST most important activities and how do we navigate in the portal. That means I'll go for a GST login. So see here, maybe I have already done a login, so I'll be showing you frequently where to navigate for doing different activities. That is what going to happen. So are you understanding what we are going to do? So today, first we will look at the most important activities, then I will show you one by one the navigation of each of the activities that I'm going to communicate. Right, let me start. Now, before proceeding, maybe yesterday, I think we have learned about GST registration, right? So, once we apply for registration, what will be allotted? I think a GSTIN, that registration number will be allotted or not? Yes. So, let us quickly have a discussion on that registration number and then proceed to all these activities. Okay. So GSTIN, GST identification number. This is what your number. So how it will be there? How many digits that number will be there? And what is the composition of the GSTIN? You should have a little understanding. Let me explain. Listen carefully. Total your GSTIN. Once they allot a GST number to you, it will be of 15 digits. How many digits? 15 digits. It will be of 15 digits, sir. Let me tell you what is the composition of that 15 digits. First two digits, it is state code. Every state is given some code, sir. Just like AP, it is 37, Telangana 36, Chennai will be having somewhere 27 or something. Like that, every state was given some code. First two digits represent state code. Next 10 digits. Next 10 digits, this is two digits. Next 10 digits represent your PAN. I think yesterday, if you observe, when we are registering, it has asked for PAN. Yes or no? So initially, first we have given the state also. We have given state, there it will take the state code. Later on, you have given your PAN. When you have given your PAN, definitely PAN forms part of your GSTIN number. Okay, three digits are pending now. So I'll tell you what is this 13th digit, 14th digit and 15th digit also. 13th digit represent the place of business. In other words, how many businesses you are having. I have said you, within a state you can have multiple businesses. Yesterday, if you remember, when you have multiple businesses within a state, either you can have a single registration or you can have a multiple registration. And I have said you, most of the times what will be there is single registration, because otherwise compliances will increase a lot. So thereby, most of the times what will be there is single registration. And when there is single registration, but you are having multiple place of businesses, then here it will be represented. You can understand from the GSTN number only how many place of businesses you are having. How we can understand, sir? Suppose you are having one business, number will be one there. Suppose you are having two areas of operations, number will be two there. Suppose you are having three will be there. Sir, suppose we are having 10, then then do you think the digit number will increase? No. 1 to 9, it is numeric, sir. Then later on, it will start with alphabets. A, B, C, like that till Z. So that means 9 numeric and 26 alphabets, overall 35. Sir, what if I have 36 area of operation? Even government has not thought about it till now. So generally nobody will have that many operations, because within a state if we have that many operations, it would be very, very difficult in compliance also. Till now government has not received such application. Once the government has received application, maybe they'll arrange an alternative. Till now this is the provision. So maybe the 13th digit will be representing the number of businesses. In other words, how many operations you are having. Okay, right. So what is this 14th digit, sir? 14th digit always common, it is Z. No discussion, it is always Z. So if you are not seeing 14th digit as Z, that means you are seeing a wrong GST number. No doubt at all. 14th digit always should be Z. 15th digit what, sir? Nobody knows. 15th digit what, sir? Nobody knows. It is actually what we call as a check digit. Generally, when government is creating some new number, at the end, the last number, they'll ensure it is check digit. That means based on this composition, first 14 digits composition, they will generate a random one. They will have some formula. Government will have some formula. Based on that, they will generate some random one, sir. So on that base only, that 15th digit will be created, and that is the only thing which we cannot guess. If you observe, if I apply for a GSTN, I can know my state code, I can know my PAN, I already know my place of operation, I already know the Z also. In other words, what is the only thing that I don't know when I apply for GST registration is 15th digit. Other than 15th digit, all 14 digits I know when I am applying only. First two digits is 37, next 10 digits is my PAN, 13th digit is 1 because it is my first operation. Then 14th digit will be Z. Only 15th digit alone, I don't know. So that is what with respect to GSTIN, which is allotted. So hope everybody is able to understand. Okay, sir, GSTIN allotted. Now can we log into the portal and can we analyze various activities? Yes. Okay, if you log into portal, what are the important activities that you come across? So let us see one by one. What are the important activities and how do you navigate it in the portal? We will see today. So let me start. The first important activity that you will do in GST website is return filing. So there is an obligation that you should file returns. So what are that returns, sir? So let me tell you, there are different types of returns that we file. I have given all the list of returns that we file in GST website. So what are all the types of returns, sir? GSTR 1, GSTR 3B, GSTR 2B or 2A we will not file, sir. We will just have a check. I'll tell you what to do. Then we will file annual return also sometime. We have to claim or file TDS or TCS. We have to file final return also. All these things, these are all different types of returns we file. Now, let me quickly tell you, let me quickly give you a brief of each of these returns, and then I will once again come to the GST portal, and here in services, in returns, I'll be showing you how to file each of these returns. I'll be just showing you the navigation path, sir. I'll not be showing you entirely. I'll be showing you the navigation path. In future, when we start filing returns one by one, then I'll show you clearly what are the ways that we have to follow. Now today, let us have a quick brief on each of the return. Not just return filing, there are many other aspects also. First, let me talk about this monthly and quarterly returns. There are some monthly or quarterly returns that you should file. Let me show you. GSTR 1 and GSTR 3B. Everybody, please observe. So GSTR 1 and GSTR 3B. I'll zoom it even more. Just wait. So we are talking about that monthly and quarterly returns. I'll be zooming it. Now please observe. Right. So GSTR 1 and GSTR 3B, it will be filed monthly, sir. Please observe. GSTR 1 and GSTR 3B will be filed monthly. By what date we have to file that, sir? 11th of the next month. GSTR has to be filed by 11th. Now January month is completed. We have to file by 11th of February. Similarly, 3B has to be filed by 20th of the next month. In other words, for January month, we have to file by Feb 20th. We have to file by Feb 20th. Why 9 days gap was there, sir? See, we will file GSTR 1 by 11th, which contains sales details. By 14th or 15th, usually purchases will be reflected, because purchases we need not enter, it will be automatically reflected, because if we file sales, it is automatically purchases for some other. So if everybody files sales, our purchase also will be reflected. So it will be reflected on 14th or 15th. So by taking another 4-5 days, by 20th we have to file 3B, where we show our tax liability and pay the final taxes. So these are the dates for monthly returns 1 and 3B. Let me tell you, in GST, you have got two separate schemes, sir, with respect to filing of returns. One is QRMP scheme, the other one is composition scheme. So for small taxpayers, you have got something called as composition scheme and QRMP. What is this composition scheme? What is this QRMP? In detail, we'll learn separately in our course. For composition, we are having one day, I think. For QRMP also, we are having. So on that day, I will focus clearly what is that scheme. But let me tell you due dates, because you may have a basic idea about that. So if it is QRMP, we will call that as IFF actually. So that is optional only. You can file it at the end of the quarter, but monthly also optional is there. What you can do, you can give that B2B supplies, sir, monthly by 13th of the next month. That is optional only. The QRMP itself, in the sense, quarterly return, monthly payment. You can directly do it at the end of the quarter if you want. Sir, at a time for me difficult to file, so I'll just show only filing return. No, so I will file by using that IFF, sorry. So if you want, you can do that, but that is optional. Then quarterly you have to do. What you have to do, sir? Definitely quarterly, na, it is compulsory, sir. Quarterly you have to complete it by 13th of the month succeeding the quarter. By 22nd or 24th of the month succeeding the quarter, 1 and 3B has to be filed. So if you are opting for QRMP, where return will be filed quarterly, payment will be done monthly. So in such a case, what you can do is, you can file it by 13th of the month succeeding the quarter. That means for the October to December quarter, by Jan 13th we have to file 1, by Jan 22nd or 24th we have to file 3B. So that is what we usually follow. There is an option that you can give the details of B2B supplies prior only. That is optional. For that you have to use something called as IFF. I will show it to you later. Then for composition dealers, for that also you have got the dates, sir. Quarterly you have to file, and it will be 18th of the month succeeding the quarter. Now let me tell you, for composition dealers there is no separation 1 3B like that, nothing was there, only single CMP 08. There only we report the tax, there only we pay the tax, everything final. So we don't have any 1 and 3B. 1 and 3B will be there for regular taxpayers as well as QRMP scheme, but for composition no such division. So hope you are understanding. So what are these types of returns? These are all monthly and quarterly returns. Regularly 1 and 3B. For QRMP scheme also 1 and 3B will be there, but that dates are little different. For composition scheme, directly will file on return. So hope you are understanding. Now let me quickly show you this GSTR 1 filing, 3B filing, and how to check this 2B or 2A, because 2B is relating to purchases, sir. 2B is relating to purchase. 2A is also relating to purchases. So the difference between 2B and 2A I will be communicating tomorrow when we file a return. Now let me quickly proceed. Let me first show you these three, sir, how to navigate in the portal. Now if you come to the portal, there will be an option called services. What will be there? Services. Once you log in, services will be there. Within the services, there will be a tab called returns. There will be a tab called returns. Now within returns, so you will be having returns dashboard. Within returns, you have to select that return dashboard. There you have to select the quarter for which you have to file. I am selecting Jan to March. First you can select the year also. Now then quarter, then for which month? Suppose I have to file for Jan, then I will select Jan. Then if I search, I will get the types of returns that I can file. If you observe, GSTR 1 is visible here, then GSTR 2A is visible, 2B is visible, and 3B is visible. For all these four types of returns, you have got options. That is, you can prepare online or offline. So both options will be there for 1 as well as 3B. For 2B, you need not do anything. You can just view only. There is nothing you can do it. You can just view. That's all. But these two you are going to prepare, GSTR 1 as well as GSTR 3B. So this is what, how to navigate, sir. So let me quickly repeat. Services, returns. In that returns dashboard will be there. There you have to select the year, quarter, and the corresponding month. Then you will be automatically getting the corresponding details. So hope it is clear. So these about 1, 3B and 2B. Next, let me proceed. There is another return that you can file, which is GSTR 9 and 9C. It is annual return. Just like you are filing monthly and quarterly returns, you have to file annual returns also. Hello, what you have to file? You have to file annual returns also. Sir, what is this annual return, sir? I'll just show you. Now, please observe. There is something called as annual return also. See, GSTR 9, like that one annual return will be there. Hello, what is the return name? GSTR 9, like that one annual. Just like you are filing monthly returns, at the year end, an annual return. It's a consolidation or information of all the returns, sir, that you have filed. And is it compulsory, sir? If your turnover is up to 2 crores, optional only. If your turnover is over 2 crores, it is compulsory. Are you getting the point? Sir, by what date we have to file? 31st December of the next financial year. That means relating to 22-23, we have to file by December 23, 31st December 23. So like that, it is 31st December of the next financial year. What is 9C, sir? This is 9. 9C is not a return actually. It is a reconciliation statement where more analysis will be done. So that is required for taxpayers who have got turnover over 5 crores. That's all. It is for those who are having turnover over 5 crores. That is also 31st December of the next financial year. Either you can file along with 9, or first you can file 9 and then you can file 9C. Both are fine. But you should know one point. In GST portal, along with filing that monthly returns and quarterly returns, you have to do one more thing. So what is that? You have to file a annual return. When your turnover is up to 2 crores, it is optional. Where your turnover is more than 2 crores, it is compulsory for you to file a annual return. So it is applicable to whom, not applicable to whom, like that. Other details we'll learn later. Just I am giving you a glimpse as to what you should do. Then next, there is a concept called final return. Sir, what is this final return? Final return in the sense, sir, yesterday you applied for registration. Now, can you apply for cancellation also? Yes. If you think that you will not do the business, maybe you can apply for cancellation. Generally, when you apply for cancellation, after cancellation also you may be doing small businesses, no? So thereby what they communicate is, after you apply for cancellation, once they approve the cancellation, you have to file one last return covering all the businesses you have done till that time. Are you getting the point? So please observe. A taxable person whose GST registration is cancelled or surrendered, what he has to do? He has to file a return in the form of GSTR 10. This return is called final return. So for whom it is cancelled or surrendered, they have to do it. Filed. So usually it has to be filed within 3 months from the date of cancellation or the date of cancellation order. That means effective date of cancellation will be there. The date on which cancellation order received also will be there. Whichever is later, from that date, 3 months time will be there. Let me show you an example. Let us say if the date of cancellation is 1st May 2022, a cancellation order was received on 13th May, which is later here 13th May. So from that 3 months. So 13th August. Till that time you will have time. So you have to file a return called GSTR 10. This is a final return. When you have to file it is once you have applied for cancellation. Let me tell you, it will not be visible in the portal. So if you want to observe, so returns, so in services, let me show you here. In services, returns, if I observe, generally I don't have an option to file or to visit the final return. It will not be visible now. Let me show you. Just wait. Returns. Is there anywhere final return or something which is visible? No. So nothing. It will not be visible, sir. I think I have to zoom it. So portal, I think. Okay. So I think portal is not clear because the font size is less. So I'll increase it. Now I think to some extent it's okay, right? Right. So if you observe in services returns, there is nothing called as final return. Now it will not be visible. It will be enabled only when you apply for cancellation. Only when you apply for cancellation, it will be visible. Now it will not be visible. Okay, sir, understood. So final return over, 9 and 9C over, annual return, and then there is something called as TDS or TCS return also. What is the TDS or TCS? Sir, sometimes few persons will be deducting TDS or TCS for us. Just like in income tax, even in GST also there is a concept of TDS and TCS. Our tax will be deducted by somebody or will be collected by somebody and paid to the government, that we can claim in our return, and balance amount only we need to pay to the government. For that also we have an option to file. Let me show you in GSTR only, returns only. Here you can observe TDS and TCS credit received. Like that you can claim it, sir. Annual return, this one also visible. I think it is clear. So annual return also will be there. Like that. So all the returns, annual return in the sense that 9 will be there. Here you can file. This one also will be there, TDS and TCS. But final return will not be visible now. It will be visible only when you have applied for cancellation. There itself it will be there. Under services, under returns. So hope you have understood. For returns, if you go to returns board, you can file that 1 and 3B. So if you want to file annual return here, if you want to file TDS and TCS return here. Like that, under services, that returns dashboard will help you to find. So hope it is clear. So now let me proceed to the next important activity. So with this, return filing is over. Now let me move to the next one. What is this, sir? Some amendments may be required. Yesterday we have filed, we have applied for registration. We have applied for the GST. In that, when we are applying, we have given various details. Suppose those details are changed, our address changed. Hello, like that, our details are changed. Then what to do, sir? Or yesterday, if you remember, we have not updated bank details. If you remember, but bank details are very, very important. Suppose any refund is there, who do you get to your account, or if you want to pay? So generally bank account has to be attached, but bank account verification etc., it will take little time. That's why they thought it need not be there along with registration. Let us give some time to them. Generally you have to update bank details within 45 days. How many days? 45 days from your registration. Or if GSTR 3B is there, before only you have to go. In other words, if payment is there, definitely you have to register before only. Bank account is required before only. So within that time, you have to update bank details. And let me tell you, in GST, when it comes to registration, you have got two things, sir. Amendment of core fields and amendment of non-core fields. Let me show you in the portal. Within services, you will have a tab called registration. There you can observe amendment of registration core fields and amendment of registration non-core fields. Like that, two fields will be there. Amendment of registration core fields and amendment of registration non-core fields. So what is this core fields and non-core fields, sir? So that if we know, then I can give you the navigation portal. Navigation, I've shown you now how to go there. Now, let me show you what is this core fields and non-core fields. See, as a taxpayer, we are providing information. Yes or no? As a taxpayer, we are providing information. So that information we have provided, they would like to divide into two. If you want to make amendment, they would like to divide into two. Some amendments require tax officials approval. If you make any changes, definitely tax officials, that means GST portal, some approval is required. You have to mention reason also why you are making change. If it is not so important, they are called as non-core fields. Just some basic details. Then their approval or even reason for change etc. not required. So please understand, two things will be there. one is core field, the other one is non-core field. What do you mean by core field? I'll be showing you, please observe carefully. So these are usually considered as core fields, sir. What is that? Maybe, sir, our place of business, we are adding one more place of business. Is it important or not? Yes. Existing place of business only change was there. Address. Definitely that is very important. Similarly, partner itself is getting changed. Hello, what is that? Partner. It is not partner details. What I am telling is partner. New partner getting added. So one existing partner getting deleted. Then definitely very, very important. And change in legal name or trade name. See, our legal name or trade name is something which is very, very important. So these four are usually considered as core fields. Then what are non-core fields, sir? Everything other than this. Hello? Non-core fields means everything other than this. Maybe like mobile number. Suppose yesterday, if you observe, you have given your mobile number, you have given your email ID. Maybe if partners are there, partners details will give. So details of partners is non-core field. If you want to change partner itself, it will be there in core field. I think you are understanding. Similarly, any authorized signatory details, if you have to change, then all these things are considered as non-core fields. So hope you are understanding. Let me show you in the portal. So what is this core fields and non-core fields? Registration, amendment of registration core fields. If you press on that, I'll be showing you what are the core fields that you will be having. Sometimes you may come across like this. See, generally because the registration core fields is very, very important. Once you visit number, if you visit number of times, it will show you a notification like this. Seems you have already initiated application of registration core fields. To access saved applications, once again, navigate to something. They are clearly communicating. Please do something else. They are asking you to do. What is that? Dashboard, services, user services, my saved applications. I'll show you dashboard, under that services, user services, my saved applications. If you proceed to that, you will be getting the list of those applications that you have started. Now if you observe, yesterday I have just opened it twice, so thereby that will be there. I have to delete. Once I delete only, now once again I can access that services, registration and core fields once again. If I don't do like that, now I cannot access. Now I think I am able to access. Sir, let me tell you one thing. So few details are blurred. What details are blurred means I can tell you clearly. It is client name, their GST number or their personal information. Because I can communicate you subject, but at the same time our client details has to be very, very confidential. On that note only these details, their name, their GST number, their personal information. Other than that, we'll be showing you everything. So when you are practicing, maybe if you are there offline, I can definitely help you. But if you are there online, once again, I cannot share with you the details. So please understand that point. But on my side, I'll try to ensure that you will have the maximum knowledge that I can give. So let me proceed. So you can observe what are the changes that we are having. First, business details. That is what I have said, address. So you can observe there is an option to change here. So address will be there, business details address. So like that you can change mainly here promoter or partners. So I have said you can add or delete here. Addition or deletion option will be there, sir. It is blurred actually to just hide that partner names, but you can edit, or that means remove or add here that partner details. Then maybe principal place of business, relating to principal place of business also you can do that editing with respect to address. You can observe here an edit option was there, so that principal place of business also will be available. Similarly, any additional place of verification, so any additional place of business, so that one also if you want you can do it like that. These are generally considered as core fields, sir. Whereas if I want to show you non-core fields, once again in registration, amendment of registration, non-core fields, I'll just show you. So these are non-core fields where you can observe many other details are also visible now. So you can observe when I say promoters or partners, details will be there. Here I cannot edit. There only I can edit. Just partner details can be edited here, but I cannot add or remove him. Here only details can be edited. Then authorized signatory also, their once again their details I can edit here. Then any other bank accounts. Now here bank account information may be there. So that bank account details, if you want, I can add or edit here. Similarly, any other information other than what we have seen there, you can edit here. So either of the places you can edit, sir. Either it may be a core field or non-core field. Bank account details is actually part of non-core field only. There itself you can do it. There is no need of approval of anybody. You can only add that core field and non-core field. So hope everybody is able to understand. So this is what this core field and non-core field. Let me enter into the next part. So I think it is clear till now, sir, that navigation, whatever I am communicating. So first returns means in services, returns dashboard for 1 and 3B, annual return here, TDS and TCS here. Then for final return, you have to make first application for cancellation. If it is amendments, in registration, you will have amendment of registration core fields and non-core fields. So that is what the navigation and the important activities. Now let me proceed to the next one. Tax liabilities and ITC is related, sir. What is this? Tax liabilities and ITC related. Sir, usually you should know what are the amount that you have paid into the GST department, or what you should pay, or how much balance is there, you should know. Let us say you are having a Paytm account. Then in Paytm you will be having some balance, no? Wallet balance will be there. Maybe bank account related amount will be there. Similarly, take any free charge or any red bus, you can deposit the money. Similarly, you can have some wallet balance also. Like that, something will be there. So let us see in GST what are these three. These three are very important: electronic credit ledger, cash ledger, and liability ledger. There will be three types of ledgers, sir: cash ledger, credit ledger, and liability ledger. Now, I can tell you, cash ledger is like the deposit you have done in any account. Whenever you want, you can withdraw. For whatever payment you can, what you can use it. But if I talk about credit ledger, see, credit means when I have made purchases, I have made some tax payment, no? So that will be given as a credit to me later on when I am making payment of tax during my sales. The tax that I have paid will be given as credit. So that is what, in fact, in GST the main issue itself is that credit system which was brought. So there was something called as credit ledger. I can tell you simple difference between cash ledger and credit ledger. Maybe in Redbus, suppose you are receiving a cashback, it is like your credit ledger where you cannot use it for all the activities. You cannot withdraw it. You can use it only for booking once again. That too with some restrictions. Credit ledger also exactly in the same way. You cannot use it for all the purposes you want. Only limited purposes will be there. Exactly in the same way, cash ledger is like the money you have added to the account there. When you have added account, you can use it for any other thing. That is like cash ledger. This ledger will reflect all deposits made in cash and the TDS or TCS made. If somebody has made any TDS or TCS on, if they have collected tax or if they have deducted tax relating to you, then if you claim it, it will be available in your cash ledger, not in credit ledger. Like that, something will be there in cash ledger. This can be used for making any payment in the on account of GST. It is not one, please observe. So this is what cash ledger. Credit ledger, I have said you, it will be used for only few purposes. Generally it can be used for making payment of tax only, not for any other purpose. You cannot pay interest penalty fees also. You cannot pay at least interest penalty fees also. Only for payment of CGST, SGST, IGST, you can use that credit limited purpose. Liability ledger means it shows you how much liability you are on a net basis. You have to pay something because of sales. You will get credit something because of purchases. On a net basis, what is your liability? That is what shown in liability ledger, where you can see all these things, sir. In services, there will be a tab called ledgers, sir. Under that, cash ledger will be there, liability ledger will be there, credit ledger will be there. So if I press on cash ledger, so cash ledger will open, sir. So if I press on cash ledger will, sorry, I pressed wrong. And ledgers. cash ledger, like that will be there. I have to press once again on that cash ledger. Then I have to select some period. Once I come here, I have to select some period. Maybe let us say I want to see last 3 months. Then I'll go to that. So I have selected one date and I have selected till today. Now if I press go, then I will be getting the details. What is any opening, any closing, anything debited. Here I have taken a nil GST, sir, where they don't have any big data. So like that, everything will be clearly given. It's like a ledger only. What is opening balance? What is during the year debited or credited? What is the closing balance? Like that will be given for the period you require. Whatever period you require, for that definitely it will be doing. Just like cash ledger, exactly in the same way you will have liability ledger, you will have credit ledger also. So this is what will happen, sir. So hope you are understanding. Then let me proceed, sir. Not just this, there are some other things you should know. Tax liabilities and ITC comparison. You should know how much was reflected in your 2B. Sir, purchases are there. Everything may not be reflected. Now, if it is not reflected also, can you claim credit for that? If you can claim, generally we have to claim only to the extent of what is reflected. We can claim something extra, but for that some interest, etc., many issues will be there. But where to check all these things, sir? In the portal only. So you'll be having one option. In services, under returns, you will be having something called as tax liabilities and ITC comparison. If you go to that, definitely you will be getting the details. First you have to select the year, for which year you want it. Suppose I take 21-22, then relating to 21-22 it will open. So what are the details? So I have taken a nil one now, so thereby nothing will be there. But what is the liability as per 1, as per 3B? Then similarly, what is the shortfall? 1 and 3B liability will be there, 2B and 3B comparison will be there. Like that, many comparisons will be there. Now, all these details, once again, we will see later on by filing returns. I just want to communicate that there is an aspect like that. Then, challan creation. At the time of 3B, suppose you want to make the payment, you have to create a challan, no? So, for that, how to do, sir? So, very simple. Once again, in the portal, if you come across within services, you will have something called as payments. For doing payments, there create challan will be there. So like that, challan will be saved challans already. If there are any payments done, saved challans or challan history, like that you can use it for already challans which were created. When you are creating challan, now what will happen is, it will ask you for what purpose you are doing. Is it for monthly payment, for that is payment of regular tax, or is it any other payment? Any other payment means interest, penalty, or any other fees that you are paying. All these things are any other payment, or regular tax payment means this one. So are you getting the point? So this is what the credits challan issues, sir. Then finally, payment through DRC 03. So DRC 03 is a form, demand and recovery challan. It's a form which we use frequently for making payment of taxes, either on a voluntary basis or after a show cause notice given by somebody. Generally, whenever we see that any difference, something is payable to the government at any time, if you want to file along with GSTR 3B means we'll create a challan and we'll file. Other than payment during 3B, if you want to make the payment of taxes, for that we will use a form called DRC 03. Then applications and registrations. I'll be showing clearly in detail how to apply for various things. Now today it's just a list of the activities. You are regular taxpayer. Suppose you want to go for composition scheme. How to do it, sir? I'll be showing. Suppose you want to make a cancellation of GST. How to do it, sir? I'll show it to you. LUT, letter of undertaking. It is required when you are making an export, sir. When you are going for exports, if you have LUT, you need not pay tax. Otherwise, you have to pay tax and then get refund. Okay, how to get refund? That I'll show you. Then similarly, how to register your DST. Sir, digital signature certificate will be there. When you are filing any return, either with payment of tax you can do, or maybe with DSC. That means with that certificate, digital signature certificate, the DSC pen drive, it will be there in pen drive. Through that also you can do it. All these things I will be showing you, sir. In so if you observe, just wait. In services itself, you will be having a tab where In registration tab, you will be having application for cancellation of registration, application to opt for composition, application for withdrawal from composition. So hope you are observing. So all these things will be there. Similarly, if you want to apply for LUT, once again in services, user services, furnish LUT, like that will be there. Similarly, after for LUT refund, any refund if you want to apply here, application for refund will be there. Like that, few issues will be there. So hope you are understanding, right? So that's all. And registering DSC, how to register DSC, sir? For that, you have to go to my profile, sir. Actually, once you move to my profile, then there will be a part called register or update DSC here. So here, by pressing on this, we can go for that register or update DSC. So like that, different places will be there, navigation. So later on, when we are applying, we will do it once again. So that's all. Let me show you the last one, checking or having a track. In GST, it is important that you check various things whenever required. So what are those things, sir? Suppose you want to see turnover. How to see the GST turnover? Suppose you want to see any notices or orders issued by government. How you want to see? Then similarly, how to track application status? If you have made any application, how to track it? Registration application done, how to track it? E-way bill, sometimes generally with respect to goods, e-way bill may be required. It has to be generated. How to track that? Then similarly, refunds, if any, how to track? Registration certificate, if you want to download, how to download? Like that, few things will be there. For that also, navigation you should know, sir. So one by one, I will be showing you. First, how to see turnover. So if I talk about turnover, come to dashboard. In the written dashboard only, your turnover will be visible, sir. Usually, whatever turnover you are having. So you can observe it is nil for this company. For other company, here itself it will be shown for 22-23 based on the returns filed. It is this much, sir. So like that turnover, you can see it in the dashboard only, written dashboard only. Similarly, if you want to check, if you want to view any notices or orders, here itself it will be visible on the right side, notices and orders. Or else, if you want to once again in user services, you will be having by view notices and orders. Like this also, it will be visible. Anything is fine. Then next, track application status. Here, generally in services, you will be having a point called track application status. I think it's visible here because we have zoomed it. It has gone that side. When we have zoomed, a few options will not be visible properly, sir. That's why. So track application status also will be there in services. That only we have to press. So hope you are understanding. Then similarly, e-way bill status. That one also I think visible here. E-way bill. Then when you go to that, there you can check it. Then similarly, refund, within refunds only it will be available. Registration certificate also. So just navigate the portal one by one. You will understand various things, sir, one by one. So today, I just want to convey what are all the different things that we usually do in a GST portal and how to navigate each of the things. And let me tell you, I think yesterday I have given you a manual, right? So covering what are the activities we have done step by step, every step, along with the commentary, whatever I have done, explained, that was only given. Exactly in the same way, today, later on, I'll be sending you the navigation pattern for each and everything. In other words, today I have given the list, for all these things, I will be giving a manual where you can observe tab by tab what you have to select, next what you have to select. Like that, I will be giving you a manual. Today, of online students, I cannot share with you any GST ID, so you cannot access it. But in future, whenever required, we are going to use offline utility as well as online utility. I'll ensure that we cover maximum aspects. So that is what I can ensure. For today, online student doesn't have any big aspect. Maybe I'll share with you this PDF. You can just have a check at the activities you are having. Tomorrow you will be having a practicing session. Today it's just this one, and I'll share with you manual also shortly. Just have a look at that. That is sufficient for all the online students. Okay, right. That's all. With this today, we are